Yep, what's good, boys? Today was a bit wonky, I'm not gonna lie. Took a trade on the eval, but we'll get straight into that, right? So, going into the day, we have all of this bullish SMT stacking during the Asia session and, before the Asia session, right? Throughout yesterday, right? So, typically, I don't, just based on experience, I don't look too much at Asia session when it comes to SMT because a lot of times the London SMT or the New York Judas swing will completely mitigate what we had during Asia, right? So I just typically don't really care about Asia SMT at all. I focus more on the London manipulation, and if there isn't a London manipulation, I look for a New York Judas swing, right? So it's that simple. So not really caring about this SMT down here. Just kind of eliminating it from my charts and looking at London, right? So what do we do during London, right? As you can see, we have all this engineered sell side below, okay? Throughout the London session, we continuously formed higher lows, right? We are continuously failing to swing the low below it, right? And this is forming engineered sell side liquidity, right? There's stops accumulating under these levels, right? As we slowly go up. No SMT was forming at any of these lows, right? So that's making me bearish, right? So we have no bullish SMT holding us back during London, but we do have bearish SMT at the Asia high, which is time based, which is pretty solid during London, right? What was weird was that, typically when you see London manipulation, right, we're also holding this 15-minute SIBI pretty cleanly. I want to see a New York distribution, right? It's very simple, daily power 3. As you can see, we got invalidated, right? This bearish SMT ended up breaking, right? New York opened higher, right? We had news at 10 o'clock. Market opened up higher. Macro, the first macro, 845 or 850, cent price higher, swept the Asia smooth highs, right? And these would have been very clean highs, right? Right here, if we formed SMT at these highs, dude, I would have been in, right? That would have been beautiful, right? Because there was some really nice setups. That would have been beautiful, but we obviously didn't. We just formed absolutely no SMT at this high, sorry. So we swept smooth Asia highs. This manipulation leg right here, still no bearish SMT on the high time frame, right? And then right here, I'm expecting a possible SMT at the lows, right? Because we have no other highs nearby. It's like, okay, well, there's really no other area where we can form high time frame bearish SMT. So there's all these lows down here. 930 can have a manipulation lower, forming the Judas swing, sweeping one of these lows, right, and forming SMT at it. And that's exactly what we did. We formed SMT at these London lows, right? And we got this super bullish bounce off of it, right? We went all the way lower, and then we still respected this London M15 BISI, right? Closing all the way up here, as well as respecting this BISI. I mean, it's just very, very bullish in this scenario, right? So, I'm on the 1 minute, and I took this on paper, right? I didn't take this on live just because the news came out at 10 o'clock. Right, so I didn't even take it on my eval, right? That's against my rules where it's right before news. So I just didn't take it, right? I was waiting for after news. But did end up taking this on paper, not expecting it to win at all, expecting me to get chopped out. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. I didn't get chopped out. I just lost because price just dumped, right? This is the only bullish SMT we had on the high time frame. We were holding a 15-minute BISI. That was my model, very clean. It was just before the news, so I didn't take it. And I got stopped out in this long, right, on paper, right? So, and then this was a nice short, but again, it's not my model. We had high time frame bullish SMT still at the time, so I'm wanting to see an expansion higher, right? I'm not going to overvalue some shitty low time frame SMT over high time frame bullish SMT, right? When we're holding high time frame PD arrays telling us that price is going to go higher, right? So, we formed this little small SMT at this high. There's a guy in the Discord, my homie Rico. He's probably, I don't know if he's watching this video or not, but this is a beautiful trade if you trade this way. We formed this SMT at this high, right? Failure swing to this high, right? And we inversed this first gap, right? This is actually a BPR, right? We broke this BPR. Price ran back up into it, right? Respected it. The bodies did not close above it. Respected it. Right here, and then price had a huge dump right here, forming this order block, forming this CISD, and we got this huge push lower. inversing the gap. This would have been the short, targeting these lows down here from the prior day as well as the Asia low. Just all these smooth lows. That would have been a very nice short, and that's what it got. All right. But yeah, man, let me actually show y'all boys real quick some of the wins that the boys got in the Discord today. Yeah, here's some. It's got this dude right here. I think he started trading a couple months ago. He trades gold. Very solid trader here. Hong, the homie, took a fucking W trade right there. Dude, he took a WS trade too, bro. He's on his shit. He posted a YouTube video on it. So he's got his own little section here. JMO, W trade. Black Wolf, bro. Everyone just printing today. This is the dude, Rico, that took the trade. If my shit works. He took the trade off of that inversion. Right there, as well as this one that I just marked out, showing very, very clean setups. So, yeah, so once we formed this bullish SMT, I was looking for longs. Obviously, that was invalidated, and we just dumped, right? And once I saw this bullish SMT invalidated, right, I let my Discord know that this bullish SMT was our lifeline for higher prices, right? If we ended up breaking this, most likely we are going to end up breaking the bullish SMT. And most likely, if we do that, then we're just going to dump, right? And that's exactly what happened. We ended up dumping to all these smooth engineered lows, right? Swept that low. No bullish SMT was formed, okay? When a objective like that is met and there's still no bullish SMT that's formed and there's still more sell side below, I expected lower prices, right? And I'll let them know that as well, right? So I told them that. I don't know if anyone caught any shorts off of what I said, but my eyes are on the prior day low just because we had no bullish SMT holding us back at this point, right? We inversed these BISIs that we've been holding for hours. So what only makes sense is for us to run down to the prior day low and sweep these stops out, right? All these smooth lows down here, right? That's exactly what happened, right? And at this point, we formed bullish SMT right here. Okay, this is not the most obvious. It's not really time-based at all. It would be different if we formed SMT at the prior day low, but we formed SMT at this low, which is good enough for a reversal, yeah. But what happened was going into the PM session, which is where I lost my trade. The PM session, the closest low is all the way right here, and ES is pretty far away from it as well. So there's no really close potential for us to form another bullish SMT. But as you can see, we run sell side again. ES ends up breaking this bullish SMT, right? So when PM session starts at 1 p.m., right, and I'm going to trade that 110 to 140 macro, that there is no high time frame bullish SMT anymore. We broke it, okay? That should have been my sign. I don't know why it wasn't, but, you know, we learn. That should have been my sign that, okay, we just had a bullish SMT. Price tried to rebalance higher and, you know, go to a high time frame PD array, but we didn't, and we failed to do so. Price continued lower, right? We broke the high time frame bullish SMT. I shouldn't be looking for longs anymore, right? I should expect price to continue lower, even though we don't have any high time frame bearish SMT. We had bullish SMT. We failed to rebalance any high time frame PD arrays or rebalance the equilibrium of this range, right? And we just continue lower, right? And I should have taken that as that little signature and price action as a way of us going lower. But, you know, it's all good, bro. We learn, we live and we learn. But looking into the trade that I did take, I was looking at it in the prospect. Again, this is completely wrong. That we swept these prior day lows, right? We have a manipulation leg right here. And we inverse this 15-minute SIBI on the you know what I mean, on the 50-minute, right? So what I did, I started looking for longs, right? I was targeting this buy side up here, and I was looking at this very obvious gap right here. Okay, this gap is pretty nice, about 14 points, so it qualifies. So took this long, entered right here. Right, and up on my stop loss right about this area right here, right, about the mean threshold pretty much of this order block, right. Putting stop or take profit up here for a pretty solid RR, to be honest. you know, around what I typically target. And it was set at, I think, 1,300 to take profit. So with this, price ran higher. We had no low time from bearish SMT, but I liked that push right here, right? We respected this order block, and we were trying to push higher. So, you know, just with how price is kind of slowing down in this area, I ended up moving my stop to about right here, right? Just a little bit under this order block mean threshold, right? Because we're not going to just dump inverse this gap, because this is what I really got scared of, was this gap right here, and we were starting to try to run lower right here, and I was like, okay, this doesn't look too good, right? And that's when I tried my stop right here for only a loss of like $400 something, right? So not terrible. Price ran down, stopped me out, and then as you can see, my bias is completely wrong for the rebalancing of higher prices, and that is completely fine, right? Again, bro, these days they suck. Let me show you the video, bro. I'll show y'all real quick the actual loss itself, the proof. So 395 on the day, lost 395 on both accounts, combines, and then didn't lose anything on the funded account. I haven't traded that in like, I think, a week or two, something like that. But that's been longer than that, I think. Yeah, but going into this video, maybe? Nope. No, it's not this. I'm going to show you all the actual live recording of it. Okay, yeah, so, you know me, listen to my classical music, right? So, decent longs, they were looking really solid. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We did form bullish SMT at these lows. Okay, so that was my entry point, was these little shitty, that little small little SMT, right? We had no rebalancing of this range. We had like 3 5-minute bissies right here, just a huge pump, right? I should have at least waited for us to rebalance the range first before going higher, even if at that point, even if we did go higher, right? Because we just pumped straight up, like, most likely we're going to get a retracement sooner or later. So I should have known that. It's all good. I shouldn't even taken the long in the first place based on the SMT on the high time frame. I don't know what was going through my head, but it's all good, man. It's all good. So looking at this trade, it was going pretty solid for a while. And I ended up moving my stop loss right here, okay, for a loss of 435. Okay. And I took the loss, as you can see, and I just, this is like what makes a good trader versus a bad trader, what really differentiates them, right? I took the loss. Yes, bro, it does not feel good taking a loss. That's super obvious, right? Especially, you know, when you haven't made any money from this, right? Like you're funded, yes, but you're working towards a payout, and you're just on that brink of, oh, is this possible? And you just managed to take another loss, right? You took a loss. Last week I won a trade, but you know it just sucks, right? It's part of the game, right? And you know, a lot of traders, they would go back in, they would get frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty down on myself. I was a bit frustrated because I was super confident in the trade, and at that time I didn't really know what I did wrong exactly. Right, a lot of the trades that I take and I lose, I know exactly what I did wrong right when I ended it, right when I got out and lost. But this trade, I had to think about it for a bit. I had to analyze this, but I had to do my analysis before this and really look into like why I lost. And that was exactly why it was the high time from SMT and me not waiting for a rebalancing in this range at least, you know, before price even decides if it wants to go higher. And a lot of traders would go ape shit on this. Right. And you'll see in a second, I reinforce myself with positivity. All right, I tell myself, let me just play it. I stopped out of this. Stuck to my shit.
Order filled.
Well, follow my rules. That's all that matters. Follow my rules and stuck to my shit. That's all that matters. See, bro, like, that's what makes me different. That's what makes a profitable trader different than everyone else, bro, that's going to fail in this shit. Like, you might think I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself in my fucking room with no one at my house. Dude, this is how you actually begin to reinforce positive thinking. You talk to yourself. That's the only way, right? And I just had to remind myself, bro, because at the time you could just tell I'm just really disappointed, bro. I don't want to lose $400 on the eval, right? And I just reminded myself, bro, I stuck to my rules. I stuck to my plan. I took a trade that I was confident in. I did what I was supposed to do, right? I just made some minor mistakes, right? I made some minor mistakes. That's more to learn for me. That's more to learn for me so I can move on and become a better trader, right? There's no point in being upset with this. Yes, I understand. I would be upset if I didn't follow my rules, if I decided to over leverage this trade, if I decided to take this trade and I wasn't confident in it, right? But I was confident in this trade, even though we didn't have this, we had really trashy SMT. I was confident in this trade, right? And I took the loss with pride, right? That's what really, really matters, right? But if you continue to beat yourself up over a loss that's your model, but you lost it and you just like you're beating yourself up about it, and you know that your model's pretty profitable, but you're still just beating yourself up about it. You shouldn't do that, bro. You shouldn't do that. You need to reinforce positivity and remind yourself, all right, I don't care about what happened to the P&L today right here. Focus on the habits, not the money, right on my door. Focus on the habits, not the money, okay? Because it really doesn't matter in the end of the day. If you have a profitable model, over time, you're going to get better and better and better and better and better at it. To the point where it is profitable, right? But where it really matters is you focusing on the habits, right? You focusing on the money is not going to get you anywhere. You basing your day's success off of money in your P&L in your account doesn't matter, okay? What matters is that you followed your plan, you followed your rules, because that is what's going to take you far, right? You can either have short-term success in this trading, or you can have long-term success. And if you want to do short-term success, go ahead. Don't follow your rules full port. Maybe get 1 or 2 payouts doing that, right? But you're never going to find consistency in trading if you don't base your success every single day off of the habits that you follow. Yeah, but just lost this trade. That was a little bit of yap sesh. Lost this trade and then just moved on, got off the charts for the rest of the day and just worked on some other stuff, right? And, I obviously just didn't feel the best. So, once the macro finished at 140, wasn't feeling it, and I just hopped off the charts, right? I don't trade at all past this macro anyway, but a lot of times, I just sit and watch. I didn't even feel like doing that today because I didn't want to have the temptation of getting back in. And I just couldn't stand looking at the charts anymore. So I just got off, and that's really important as well. So hope y'all boys learned something from today's video, from the loss that I took something away so you don't, make the same mistake, or you're very cautious of making the same mistake. And yeah, man, hopefully y'all took some dubs today. We did dump like crazy 500 points. So going into tomorrow, maybe decent. We'll see. I'm gonna try to be. I'll likely be careful tomorrow. I'm only gonna take something if it's A+. I always do, but I'll be more careful tomorrow just because it's the day before. It's not even a bank holiday, but markets are closed on Thursday because of President Carter or something. Rest in peace, my boy. But yeah, that as well as we have FOMC minutes, so not really expecting much. So hopefully y'all boys enjoyed today's video, got something insightful from it, and I hope y'all have a blessed night. Peace out.